I'm sorry I haven't made a video in like forever, but exams have been going on, which so stressful. So I'm almost done though. It's almost summer for me. I've done 4 exams already. I did one today, and so I only have one left tomorrow. And I get out of school at 10, and then it's summer, so I'm so excited. So that's why I've been like really busy, just like keeping up with schoolwork and stuff, and so I haven't really read a new book in a long time. That's why I'm gonna read so much this summer and do like so many like reviews, so I'll get there. But yeah, so I'm just gonna do a book that I read a while back. I'm just gonna review it for you guys. 'Tis A Thousand Splendid Suns, and I read this over Christmas break. I was so like pleasantly surprised. I know it seems like I like all books, but I have a lot of books that I've read that I don't like, and so I'm not going to review those. I just like reviewing books that I really like, so yeah, A Thousand Splendid Suns. And it's by the same author that wrote The Kite Runner, which became a movie, and I saw that movie a while back and it was really good, but I never read the book, and so I've been wanting to read this because my English teacher said she really liked it, and so I wanted to be like a teacher's pet and like read it and talk to her about it. So I got it, and so good. So what kept me from reading it for a long time is because it took place in like the Middle East, Afghanistan, I think. And just, I try and stay away from that stuff because I really don't like politics, and like just that war over there and everything. It's so confusing to me because, I mean, I was pretty little when everything got started in 2001, and so I don't know the first thing about like anything over there, and so I thought that I would be confused and that it would reference like world leaders and stuff that I would have no idea about, like it would reference events that had happened in Afghanistan, and so I thought of it as more of a grown-up book. You don't need to know a thing about the Middle East and you'll be good. It basically is about 2 girls or women, and so it starts off with this girl, and I forgot how old she is, dang it. I want to say like 14 or something, and this is in like the 1970s, and she lives with her mom, and she like hates her mom though. She can't wait to like till her dad comes and visits her and stuff, and so then one day she comes and her mom had killed herself, and so she gets married off. Like she has no one to take care of her, so this old man, he's like 40, and she's like 14. They get married, which I guess is pretty common over there though, you know. And it's like an arranged marriage and everything, so it's pretty normal for that time. Anyway, so they get married, and he's like super abusive, and it's really, really sad because you want her to like gain her voice and like get away from him, but she can't. They're married for a while, and he's super abusive, like I said, and they keep trying to have kids, but she can't. She keeps having miscarriages and stuff, and so after all those miscarriages, he like hates her because like that's the only thing women are good for, is to like produce children, and she can't do that, so he really, really hates her. Her name's Miriam. Okay, and so then you read all that, and then you get to the second part of the book. And I hate when books do that, when they're like 2 separate stories, and you're like, what? You're so confused, and I like mix up facts, but then towards the end they like combine, like they show how their stories are intertwined, and that's so cool. So I guess I like books like that. And so then it starts talking about this whole other character named Leila, and she is 12, 13, I can't remember. And it's like years have passed though since you learned about Miriam. And so by this time she's in her late 30s, I think, and so her husband is 60 or so. That's probably really bad math, but you get my point, alright? It's time has gone on. And so then they start talking about Leila, and she has a brother and 2 parents, and then her brother goes off to fight and he dies, and then so sad. Her parents, super spoiler alert by the way. And so then I think this bomb goes off like on their house, and so her parents both die. And so she's like wandering the street now, you know, like still like such prejudice against women. And so then Miriam's husband finds her, and soon enough, her husband, I can't remember his name, he marries Leila. And so now you have the three of them living in the same house. They have to get along with each other, and it's like really creepy because he's so old for her. He's like 60. She's late 40s, Miriam. And then Leila is like a child. And Leila gets pregnant, has a boy. And then there's this love triangle. It's so confusing. There's this love triangle between Leila, the dude, the old man, and this other boy that she really likes. And so she does a little something with her crush, and so it's actually his baby and not the old man's, but the old man thinks it's his baby. Crazy. And so pretty happy, the three of them living together, and then the baby comes, and it's pretty happy still. And then once they start to figure out like how hard it is to take care of a kid and stuff, the guy starts becoming super abusive, and it gets to the point where he's just like beating them up so bad, and they don't have freedom, they have to stay in the house all the time. And you feel so bad for these women because you want them to be free and to have an education and like work, and you want them to have their own lives, but they can't. And so finally, this is like the climax, and it's so crazy that finally Miriam and Leila want justice. And so, oh my gosh, it's so crazy. Miriam, the older one, gets a shovel and hits the guy on his head, and he ends up dying. And so now they need to do something with the body because, you know, the police are gonna come to their house once he's been missing for a while. So they need to do something with this body. And so, long story short, I can't remember all the details. Miriam confesses to killing him, and so I cried at this part that comes up. And so she gets taken away, and she ends up getting stoned to death, which is, I don't want to say this wrong because I don't know everything, but basically, like, they just throw stones at you until you die. And so that's what happens to Miriam. It's like, I cried my eyes out, so sad, because finally she's free from this man that she's been with since she was a teenager, like, that just abused her, and she finally got justice and freedom, and then she dies. And then Leila's story actually turns out really well, though. She ends up with the baby daddy, her, like, teenage crush, and so they end up living together, and they end up together. But that's basically the story. There's a lot of, like, cool details that I didn't get to, but it's such a well-written book, and it kind of gives you, like, a history lesson without, like, naming, like dates and names. You get to see the society over there and what it's like, and it is kind of hard to get into at first because, like I said, their two stories are, like, completely different. You're like, how are these connected? But once they all three live together, then it's like smooth sailing from there because you don't want to put it down. Like, after that shovel incident, I, like, had to finish it, and so I only got, like, 3 hours of sleep that night, but whatever. So, happy summer if you're in summer already. Tomorrow is my summer, so I'm so excited. I should probably study for exams now. Procrastination is my life. So, yeah, and just have a great day, everyone, and hopefully I'll see you soon and won't take a long break this time. I'm sorry about that. So, thank you for watching, and bye, guys!